To lose weight successfully, you have to do the following: eat less, move around more, and stay motivated. When you eat less, your body continues to burn calories. It has to find calories to offset the calories you've burned. It finds these calories in your stored fat and muscle tissues. When it burns fat or tissue, you start weighing less. Alternatively, you can eat the same amount of calories, but you can increase the rate in which you burn calories. In other words, you can exercise or you can walk around more or walk longer distances. Even though you are getting the same amount of calories as before, your body still experiences a net negative calorie intake because you are burning calories due to exercise. Again, your body will try to offset the calories you lost by burning fat or tissues. This leads to weight loss. Everything being explained so far is pretty straightforward. Simple, really. Now comes the hardest part. You have to stay motivated. In other words, you have to stick with the process. If the method you chose to lose weight involves cutting down on calories, you need to find the motivation to continue doing that. If you choose to lose weight by exercising more, you need to find a way to keep motivated. This means going to the gym, especially if you don't feel like working out. Make no mistake about it. Keeping motivated is the most important part of successful weight loss. The truth is, weight loss is so simple that regardless of the diet you try, you are bound to enjoy some weight loss. You can lose some pounds here and there. In fact, with more extreme diets, you can lose quite a bit of weight. However, just when you think you have burned off all that fat permanently, you get off your weight loss plan, and you start packing on the pounds again. Worst of all, if you are like most dieters, you pack on even more weight than when you began your diet. What happened? You have to get your mindset on board. The big problem with most weight loss programs is that they skip the most important part of the weight loss equation: motivation. They don't have a clear and coherent mental component. This absence is the weakness of so many weight loss programs and diets. The good news is that you can supply your own mental element. You can look at your weight loss journal and see the progress you have made. Whatever you do, you need to include in your daily ritual an action that reminds you of why you're trying to lose weight and why you need to keep going. Effective weight loss is, ultimately, all in your mind. You have to want it bad enough. You have to stick to it. You have to do whatever it takes for however long to achieve success. Motivation is the key. By focusing on this part of the weight loss equation, you are setting yourself up for optimal weight loss success. You can get started with the right foot by setting a realistic weight loss goal. Write down what you want to see happen in the future and write it down. While writing your goals down, you'll notice that as you visualize your goals, their details become clearer and clearer. In fact, they can get so vivid that you can easily fall into the trap that you're actually doing something about your future and taking control of your future by simply writing down plans and goals. Sadly, this isn't real goal setting, especially in the case of weight loss goal setting. The big difference between a realistic weight loss goal and simple hopes and wishes is the fact that realistic weight loss goals tie into parts of your life which give those goals a higher probability of turning into reality. You're not just wishing out loud. You're not just listing down the possibilities that would be nice if they turned into reality. With realistic weight loss goal setting, you are really writing a script that you not only wish to follow but you can actually follow. Here are the 5 elements that must be present for you to set realistic weight loss goals. Element number 1. Your weight loss goals must fit your personality. Above all else, when setting your weight loss goals, you have to focus on what you're actually capable of in the here and now instead of basing your goals on what you imagine you can do. If you base your goals on pure imagination, your results will be purely imaginary as well. Be honest with yourself and assess your personality. Are you impatient? Do you get discouraged easily? Do you start projects with a lot of energy only to fizzle out at the end? Take stock of your personality traits when putting together your weight loss goals. You want your goals to be rooted in what you can actually pull off instead of what you wish you could do. Element number 2. Your goals must challenge you. Realistic weight loss goals that end up working and producing real results involve challenging you to go further and try harder than before. Of course, these plans don't start out at intense levels, they often start slow but pick up speed. Factor this into your weight loss goal. Expecting your weight loss plan to simply remain comfortable throughout will yield very little results. The human mind operates on a feedback mechanism. The more it sees positive results, the more energized it gets and the more it pushes forward, which produces even more positive results. You don't get this positive feedback loop if your weight loss plans don't involve a part that scales up effort or intensity. Element number 3. Your timeline must be realistic. Interestingly enough, there is really no such thing as an unrealistic goal. Even the most grandiose ambitions can pan out if you break them down into small enough doable parts and, very important, you put realistic timelines for each smaller part. Your timeline must be realistic. Take stock of how much time you have to devote to your daily weight loss efforts and use this as the basis for your plan's timelines. What's the point of setting up a goal with very aggressive timelines when you end up not following the timelines anyway? Element number 4. Your goals can be reduced to smaller sub-goals. It is too easy to get carried away with weight loss planning. You might get so excited about your big goals that you fall into the common trap of pursuing your goal as a solid, winner-takes-all, all-or-nothing package. This is a recipe for disaster. Doing things this way takes too much time, effort, energy, and, ultimately, luck. Increase your chances of success by breaking up your big goals into smaller goals. Just like with eating a huge pie, it is much easier to eat the whole pie by dividing it into smaller bite-sized pieces than trying to gulp it all down in a few bites. The same principle applies to weight loss goals. Element number 5. Your goals impact all areas of a healthy weight loss process. When formulating your weight loss plans, make sure all parts of the weight loss plan are realistic and sustainable. Weight loss isn't all about restricting the calories you take in daily, nor is it all about exercise and boosting your metabolic calorie burn rate. A realistic and sustainable weight loss plan involves both. As long as your weight loss plans are realistic, fits your personality, fits your schedule, and challenging or scalable enough, your plan has a realistic shot of helping you say goodbye to all those pesky extra pounds. Keep the tips above in mind so you can set realistic goals instead of merely writing your weight loss hopes and wishes down. If you are trying to lose weight, you already know that one of the toughest parts of achieving your weight loss goals is to avoid temptations and effectively deal with cravings. The worst part of all of this is, if you were like most people trying to lose weight, you would probably get by with a few days of not eating the stuff you normally eat too much of. In fact, you might even reach a point where you are beginning to see the light at the end of the diet tunnel, and the thought comes to your mind that maybe, just maybe, you can beat your cravings and not give in to all that tempting greasy, sweet, sugary foods you seemed so addicted to. One day turns into 3 days. 3 days turn into a week. By this time, you're thinking you're free and clear of your food cravings and addictions. Then all of a sudden you find yourself dipping your hand into that crinkly bag of potato chips or shoveling slice after slice of thick chocolate pie into your face. If this sounds all too familiar, you are hardly alone. The good news is that you don't have to quickly and, once and for all, swear off the foods that you crave. Instead, you might be better off with a wait before you eat approach to dealing with cravings. When you feel like you're craving a food item, the worst thing you can do is to try and not address it. Like a persistent friend trying to borrow money off you, the thought will come back again and again. Worse, it will become more intense with time. Eventually, you give in, and you binge eat. Not a good idea if you are trying to lose weight. The better approach to dealing with cravings is to acknowledge that, yes, you'd like to eat that item. Instead of running away from the thought, you make an agreement with yourself that you'll eat that item. However, there is one condition: you will give yourself a few hours before actually eating that item. This simple step of deferring or pushing off the craving to another time actually keeps you from eating that calorie-rich item. Why? Your mind doesn't feel that you rejected the cravings. Instead, you merely put it off. However, your mind quickly finds other things it can focus on instead of the cravings. When the time you set to eat the stuff you are craving rolls around, your mind has focused on something else. By acknowledging that you are craving something and refusing to run away from it, you would be way better off than simply trying to butt heads with or suppress your cravings. You might think you're strong, but if you're like most people, your willpower has its limitations. Instead, use the fact that the human mind is always looking for things to focus on so you can displace the craving. As long as you acknowledge it, you can defer it. By deferring, chances are, the cravings will pass, and you can avoid eating high-calorie food that's bad for your weight. The secret to all this is to make it a habit. It will be tough at first, but the more you wait before you eat, the better you'll get at it. Losing weight is actually pretty straightforward. Eat less and move around more. That's it. Well, you might be asking, if things are this simple, why are so many people having a tough time losing weight? Why is the weight loss industry a multi-billion-dollar industry? The answer to these questions is quite simple and straightforward too. Motivation. Motivation is the key driver to weight loss. Anyone can start on a diet. Anyone can get a gym membership. In fact, almost anyone can lose a few pounds. The problem is not losing weight. The problem is keeping it off. The problem is continuing to make progress in your weight loss plan until you lose all the weight you want and you maintain that weight. In other words, weight loss is a marathon, not a sprint. Sadly, people are clueless about this. They don't have the proper motivation level. They are on fire at first and then they lose the momentum. If you are tired of constantly wasting your time on the weight loss treadmill or yo-yo diets, there is one simple practice that can help you finally achieve the results you are looking for and hang on to those results. What's the secret? Keep a journal. At its most basic level, keeping a journal allows you to track your progress. You have a starting point and you have a current point in time. You can easily see the difference between what you weighed when you started your weight loss program and your weight now. You can check out the previous day's entries to see how much or how little progress you've made. Why is this such a big deal? When you can see progress, you get motivated. Similarly, if you see that you're not making much headway, you might get psyched up and feel the sense of urgency you need to truly stick to your diet or exercise regimen and start shedding those pesky unwanted pounds. This is the main benefit of keeping a weight loss journal motivation. Let's face it, it is too easy to lose motivation if you just weigh yourself daily and you can't achieve any lasting losses. When you have a record, you get an emotional rush. The record is in writing. It isn't guesswork. You can get a sense of urgency to help to push you to the next level. Another crucial benefit a weight loss journal brings to the table is that it enables you to build on the progress you've made. You get excited about a particularly productive week and you try to duplicate the stuff you did or your meal plan from that productive week. If all the reasons above have gotten you excited about keeping a weight loss journal, here's how to put together a quick and simple weight loss journal. First, create a text file in your smartphone's daily calendar. You can set it up to alert you every day at exactly the same time. Set the time to after your daily workout. Weigh yourself and enter your weight into the calendar file. Alternatively, you can set up a text on your computer and update it daily. One of the most powerful additions to your weight loss journal would be to track your weight with pictures. Take snapshots of yourself once or a couple of times a week. Seeing the visible weight loss is a great motivator. Finally, don't just track your weight on a given day. Track your mood too. This can be quite motivating as well since you can write encouraging notes to yourself. By writing down your progress, your weight loss journal can provide you with the motivation you need to make substantial, sustainable progress. The other thing you can do to keep your fire burning is to share your weight loss journal pictures with friends on social media. When there is a public aspect to any personal project, the idea that you might get embarrassed might light a fire under you and might just be what you need to stick to your diet regardless of how much you would like to quit. In a very real sense, you recruit your friends to keep you accountable by allowing them to monitor your weight loss. This is very powerful. You might be able to close your ears to yourself, but you would have a tougher time playing deaf when it comes to your friends. Give yourself some non-fattening rewards if you hit milestones. As long as the reward is non-fattening or doesn't involve calories, you should be good to go. The key is to associate a positive reward with achieving significant weight loss milestones. This gives you an emotional push that keeps you motivated. By keeping the tips above, you go a long way in incorporating your diet into other parts of your lifestyle and your mindset. Weight loss is not something you order by picking up the phone. It isn't a pizza. Instead, it is a commitment and a personal challenge. Get started today and go on a personally rewarding journey where you challenge yourself to become a healthier, happier, and better you. You must never doubt for 1 minute that you can lose the weight you want and have the body, energy, and health and fitness you've always dreamed of. Your very first step is to understand why you want to lose weight. Having a strong underlying reason to lose weight can make all the difference in the world. Simply tell yourself that there is a better level of health and fitness that you are capable of, and that there is no longer any reason to not be the best you can be. Be proactive. Don't put off tomorrow what you can effectively start today. Take advantage of your current level of drive and enthusiasm and decide to start losing weight now. Be realistic. Remember that the extra pounds that you have put on didn't get there overnight. This means that they won't disappear overnight either. Setting realistic, achievable weight loss goals dramatically increase your chances of success. Be patient. Keep in mind that a lifestyle change is more like a marathon than a sprint. Remaining patient throughout your weight loss journey will serve you well in the long run. Be active. It is completely possible for you to lose the weight you want simply by dieting without exercise. For the best results, however, you should become more active and exercise regularly. One of the big benefits for those wanting to lose weight is that it can accelerate your weight loss faster than just dieting alone. If you are truly looking to transform your body, exercise can give you that toned and fit look you desire. Be disciplined. Well, regardless of how we feel about the word discipline, discipline is not the enemy, it is the answer. Far too many people cringe when they hear the word discipline, as if it is something only practiced by personal trainers or world-class athletes. Don't let the word discipline scare you. You have within you the capacity to be much more disciplined about any number of areas of your life than you even realize. Try to think of discipline as liberating rather than restricting. By following the rules of your chosen weight loss program, you will be freed from any unhealthy habits you now have and transformed into a healthier, happier you. Be persistent. Being persistent goes hand in hand with being disciplined. You may find that you were not quite as disciplined as you wanted to be one day and give in to the temptation of junk food. Don't worry, it isn't the end of the world. Almost everyone slips up from time to time. The most important thing to remember is that a slip-up is not the same as failure. You can't possibly fail if you get back on track again and continue to try. Finally, if you enjoyed this video and got value from it, please subscribe to the channel and see you in the next one.